Margaret Lane sat by the kitchen window, gently massaging her knees with lavender oil. At 74, she wasn't surprised they ached. They had for years now. But lately, the swelling in her legs had gotten worse. Some days her calves puffed up like soft balloons, leaving red indentations when she took off her socks. Her hands weren't much better, stiff in the morning and slow to move. I guess it's just old age, she sighed to herself, sipping warm tea. But her granddaughter Emily wasn't having it. A nutrition student at the local university, Emily had started asking questions. "Nana, do you ever eat foods that help with collagen production?" Margaret blinked. "Collagen? I take a vitamin for it, I think." Emily shook her head. "Supplements are okay, but food is better. Your body absorbs it more efficiently. And if you're dealing with joint pain and swelling, you need to feed your tissues the right stuff." Margaret smiled at her granddaughter's enthusiasm, but she was skeptical. She had tried dozens of creams, pills, and tricks over the years. Still, she let Emily take over the kitchen that Sunday, promising a collagen-powered lunch. That lunch changed everything. Emily started with bone broth, a slow-cooked chicken broth made from real bones. It smelled rich and earthy, and Margaret was surprised by how satisfying it was. "This is packed with natural collagen," Emily said. "It also has amino acids like glycine and proline that your body uses to build connective tissue." Next came a bright salad topped with salmon and sprinkled with sunflower seeds. "Fatty fish like salmon are anti-inflammatory and high in omega-3s, Emily explained. "They help reduce swelling, and their protein content supports collagen formation." Over the next several weeks, Margaret committed to Emily's plan. It wasn't a diet. It was more like a quiet shift in the way she cooked and ate. No more processed crackers or canned soups. Everything had a purpose. Everything had a benefit. One of her favorite new habits became morning yogurt bowls with berries, especially strawberries and blueberries. "These are full of vitamin C," Emily had said. "Your body can't produce collagen without enough vitamin C. Plus, berries are anti-inflammatory." In the afternoons, Margaret snacked on eggs, sometimes boiled, sometimes scrambled. They were rich in sulfur and other nutrients like zinc that helped collagen synthesis. "You wouldn't believe how many tissues rely on sulfur to stay strong," Emily said. Dinner became a celebration of colors and textures. Stir-fried leafy greens like spinach and kale, sautéed in olive oil, became a staple. "Leafy greens help fight oxidative stress," Emily told her. "Plus, they're full of magnesium and fiber, which keep your joints moving." Sometimes Margaret added citrus fruits to her water, lemon slices or orange wedges. It was a small thing, but she loved the fresh taste. "More vitamin C," she said to herself with a chuckle. One evening, Emily introduced a new dish, a sweet potato and lentil stew, rich and spiced with turmeric. "Sweet potatoes are full of beta-carotene and antioxidants," she explained. "These help protect the skin and joints. And lentils, they have zinc and iron, both needed for collagen." By week 4, something had shifted. Margaret stood up one morning and realized her knees didn't scream at her. There was still stiffness, sure, but it didn't hurt. The swelling in her ankles was down. Her hands, once so tight in the morning, could open and close more freely. She didn't want to believe it at first, but the mirror didn't lie. Her skin looked brighter, her nails stronger, and she felt better, less foggy, more energetic. She called her friend Lois. "You know that swelling I had in my legs? It's almost gone." "What'd you do, get new compression socks?" "No," Margaret laughed. "I started eating for my joints. Collagen-rich foods. Emily's been helping." Lois was skeptical but curious. Margaret invited her over for lunch. They had bone broth and grilled salmon salad with avocado on the side. For dessert, they split Greek yogurt topped with honey and crushed strawberries. "This tastes like something from a spa," Lois said. Margaret smiled. "It's better. It's medicine you can eat." Soon, the word spread in their senior community. Margaret started a Sunday cooking club for anyone who wanted to try the collagen-friendly meals. Each week they explored new dishes together. Poached eggs with spinach, sardines on rye, orange smoothies with chia seeds. They kept a whiteboard listing the essential 8 collagen-supporting foods. 1. Bone broth, for direct collagen and amino acids. 2. Salmon and fatty fish, protein, omega-3s, and anti-inflammatory benefits. 3. Berries, vitamin C and antioxidants. 4. Eggs, sulfur and protein. 5 leafy greens, antioxidants and vitamins. 6 citrus fruits, vitamin C powerhouse. 7 nuts and seeds, zinc and healthy fats. 8 sweet potatoes, beta carotene and inflammation fighting nutrients. Some added tomatoes and avocados to their list for the lycopene and healthy fats. Others swore by green tea. By the time winter rolled around, Margaret had gone 3 months without swelling in her calves. She still wore her compression socks on long walks, but she no longer needed them daily. Her joints, while not perfect, were clearly more mobile. And for Margaret, the biggest change wasn't just physical. It was the feeling of control. She no longer felt like her body was slowly slipping away from her. With every colorful plate, she was nourishing not just her joints, but her confidence. One snowy day, she stood up from her armchair to fetch a book, then stopped mid-step. No ache, no hesitation. She grinned. "Goodbye, swelling," she said quietly. "And thank you, Emily."